Hello again. I've unmuted the mic this time so you can hear me. Yeah, it's day before release, but it's the second stream of the week. I'm going to quickly update this chat box. I saw Hyper said hello. Hello, Hyper. I'm just going to get this updated. There we go. There's Hyper's message there. But yeah, this is a second QA stream for Coloring Voxels. We've been working on it all week. There's quite a few updates even since Tuesday when we last streamed. I'm just going to be going through the levels again, QAing. Hello Rob as well, welcome in. So I've been QAing the arcade world. You see over there, mind the bus in the background, apologies, the other window's open in the office. We'll do a slow reveal. Ooh, look how exciting this is. Very good. Honestly, really impressed with the materials we're adding onto the screens. Also the lights have a bit of a glow on the wall. Very nice. I think having this screen off actually emphasises the materials of these as well, even more so, so that's pretty well done. But yeah, as you can see, I've done this corner. I played it just in an order. I do the corner instead of in size order. So yeah, we'll just go through playing all of these levels. I'll start with the smallest one, and we'll get right through. Hello, Chandra, welcome in as well. An update for this side as well. So these 5 worlds are ready for testing. That's what we're doing right now. We're testing. Dungeon and City are pretty much good to go as well. There's a bit of work on the materials and the particle effects for Dungeon. That's why it's not there yet. And Jack's literally just finished up the City today behind me. So yeah, that'll be getting implemented throughout the day and hopefully ready for tomorrow as well. So yeah, I'm trying to think what other changes might have happened since last time, but it's only been 2 days, so I'm not too sure. There's a lot of bug fixing's been going on. We'll be tackling a lot of different bugs that have been happening. So that's the majority of it. I don't think there's much visually to show off in that respect, but same as before, we're just going to be looking through the game. We are checking the levels for any inconsistencies. Why are the colour and voxel cons swapped around? Or on the main menu, that will be the settings I've been playing with, because you can change that. So when I was testing them, I would have put them back in the wrong spot. Head over back to there. I assume you mean on the cards, right? Yeah, we've got voxel and colour. You can change it in the setting here. So now I was checking the dimensions and stuff. I would have put it back at the wrong spot from the default. But yeah, you can change those yourself on your game to whichever layout you want. I think best time starts default off as well, so make sure you turn that on if you want to look at how long it took you to play the level. I think the music volume is the same as it was last week, but let me know if any volume seemed a bit off. I thought that was seagulls for a moment there, but it's silence, isn't it? Outside the office again. One thing I was noticing I was playing earlier, let me see if it does again. Yeah, is this a known issue with this bar at the bottom? When the colour is removed from the palette, the bar jumps. Don't know if that's all you've noted down. Hello, Jack. Gatehead soundtrack. Make a DLC by the Gatehead soundtrack. Change the music to the ambient noise. They're outside the office. It would need to be R-rated though, unfortunately. But yeah, if this isn't a known issue, the whole colour bar at the bottom jumping when you finish a colour, I'll make sure I note that on the notepad. It's not Chris again, but I think you're doing that on purpose. Yeah, Rob, do you know if this colour bar jumping is noted down already or not? I don't know if it's new or not, I've only just noticed it today. It might have been there for a while, I'm not too sure. I've just noticed when the colours get removed, it just bounces a little bit. Either way, I will note it down. We'll get up on the notepad like we did last time. Opening the wrong notepad. There it is. Says all our notes from last time, which I've already put into the chat for up to fix. So, color. So just note down any issues you find. As I was saying before, I started talking about the colour palette jumping. Two things we're looking for, again, is technical issues, if there are any that we can find to address. But also these levels haven't been played yet either, so we're looking for any level issues, so any gaps, any obvious problems with the level creation. And also like the shining materials and particle effects. I don't think there's any particle effects in the arcade level, but as you see there was some materials. We had the screens on the arcade machines, and this bucket of water has a bit of transparency, so we're looking out for the materials, make sure they're applied to the right things, because this water, for example, is number 25 and 26 and I guess 32. Oh, that's a mop. If anything else in the world was created with the same colour, this water effect is going to be applied to that colour as well, so that's something we need to be looking out for and make sure it hasn't been accidentally done. Good question. Is that intentionally purple? Probably not, because it's an extra block on the chair leg. So there you go. There's an example. Level is called Spill. We'll do. Should be enough information there because you can't miss it. It's very bright. Maybe it's part of the spell, who knows. But yeah, it's a good point. It is one block longer than all the other stool legs as well, which makes you think it's not meant to be there. There is a chance, however, that the issue was fixed, but it may have came back from some of the changes that Rob has been making for the development. Occasionally some bugs reoccur. And that might just be one of them. Might have just came back. I was questioning Jack, because this level looks like a... I'll put a tea towel under the microphone as well, see if that helps. We do have a double cork set up underneath the mic, but try and muffle the noise of the desk. But yeah, I was questioning Jack with this design, because this looks like a carpet, it looks like a dirty old carpet. And there's a spill, hence why the level's called Spill. But they got the mop out, you don't use a mop to clean a carpet. Maybe that's why it's stained, who knows. But good level, yeah, that paper block doesn't seem right at all, so make a note of that. We've got some transparency. I just noticed the touch, there's a glass. The glass from the table's been knocked on the floor. And that's where the spill's come from. Nice little bit of world build in there. Again, mop doesn't make sense, but let me check if this style is the same as the other side. Yes, it is. I noticed there was a bit of yellow at the top of this, but it's the same on both sides of the sign, so I think he's trying to do a triangle in a 2x3 block, so that's fine. Good. And I'll stick to what I was doing previously, so with pick spill, because it's the smallest one, I should go to sign if you want to go in size order. I think that's up here. Yes, it is. But instead I'm going to do all the ones in this corner. So boxing machine is attached to spill, we'll do boxing machine. I don't know, if mopping carpet, you're just going to add more moisture to the carpet. You're not going to clean nothing, right? You get the paper towels out to clean up a spill into some carpet. But yeah, the whole point of the stream again is to show off a bit of QA testing, show off the game as we're getting closer and closer to the release. As I said at the very start of the stream, if you've missed it, or if you haven't noticed the date, we are releasing the game tomorrow, just over 24 hours. Yes, because 8 PM tomorrow we're releasing the game. I think someone said less than 24 hours in the chat earlier. I'll try the noise gate settings here. If I can find it. I always open and close slash switch. I've turned it up a bit. Let me know if it's any different, if my voice is getting cut off. Probably going to be hearing the rubbing as I talk. So try not talking a bit and see if you hear it. The other option is to go and get the mouse mat, because that'll reduce the noise as well. Is it the rubbing cutting it out, or my voice? Shot a bit on the edge. Okay, you can hear me when I speak, that's fine. Cool. You threw me up a floor there, Rob, god damn it. I forgot what I was saying now.
It sounds so jank, but maybe turn it back, I don't know.
There we go, turn it back down, sure, whatever. We'll deal with it.
Is the cable touching anything? So
Nope, there's nothing touching the cable, mate. You'd have to just deal with it.
So
Again, you can get the mouse mat from the desk, that might help. Because it is just the mouse scratching the desk that you're hearing. The mouse mat should make a difference. It's what they're for.
It's like it's the world's thinnest mouse mat.
I'm full and half, it's bigger. It's not the thickness of the mouse mat that's the problem, it's the texture, see? That's much quieter. It's the mouse scratching the desk you were hearing, it wasn't too much the...
Jack behind you.
My mouth, it's fine. I've got it, it's fine.
Showing off.
It's fine, mate. It's alright. It's not the thickness that's the issue, it's just the actual texture. So you go, is that better for you? It sounds better for my headphones. But can you hear the mouse now? Anybody gonna confirm or not? Hello? Anybody there? It's better. Okay, thank you. Happy days. Well, after a tangent, back to Coloring Voxels. Making our way through more of the arcade level. This is called Punching Machine, but I think the jukebox is more of a focal point for me. It looks much nice. It looks really nice. I do like the old classic look of the old jukeboxes. Was there any discs inside this jukebox, Jack? I know getting scale is a bit of an issue. It's hard to see because we do have an issue you see here where cubes currently get hidden if there's cubes colored above them. But I'm trying to see if we have any vinyls inside playing. Oh yes we do, we've got the arm there. Very nice. Yeah, I was checking, I had some discs in there, but you know, it'd be quite a nice little touch, and I spotted them, so it's very good. I saw this boxing machine, little game, little punch bag machine. Saw a video on Reddit a while ago where it was John Cena at some sort of event, and they were getting him to use the punch bag machine, and he's going to show off how hard he can hit it. And then he did like 3 hits where he just missed the bag each time, and then made a point that he never actually hits anybody. He just walked off and left the machine hanging. I thought it was quite a fun little pun. This spoilers, wrestling is all staged. The WWE wrestling anyway. But yeah, as I was saying before, we were rudely interrupted by the mouse scraping noises. Coloring Voxels is... No, interrupted again. I'm not going to say it.
There's a voxel there. I think.
No, there is a voxel there.
It's red. The red. The red on the second layer down.
Second layer down?
On the top.
On the wall or on the machine?
The trim.
This bit here. I've seen it. There, yeah. You're right. The pattern's broken. Let's get a screenshot of that. Oh, there we go. I believe you mean... Ooh, this screen grabber has broke the stream. What's going on? Okay, I've just taken a bit of a delay. I'll pop it in the Discord for later. I'll circle it. But I'll make a note on here. That was a good spot because I did miss that one, but you're right, the pattern on what we're saying there, the pattern on the top of the machine isn't symmetrical. This red here should be dark right in this corner here, because it is on this side. It's a good spot there, bro. Now I'm checking the jukebox pattern as well, just to make sure. Yeah, it looks fine. Same with this nice grid pattern. It's not a perfect alternating grid, so it's kind of alright as well for the floor. But yeah, that's another level done. We'll make that note and we'll move on. That'll be a quick fix as well. Won't take too long to address that either. I think we can even fix that in editor. We don't need to go into the art files for that. Right, so what else is in this bar room? I think that's not, because behind the wall. That's not for sure. The bar is in the bar room. That makes sense. Nice perfect rectangle here as well. Yeah, hopefully I'll get it out this time without an interruption, but we have the release of the game coming out tomorrow. So if you haven't already, you can still wishlist the game if you're watching this live. Because those final wishlists just before release will help us immensely. Anything that sort of pushes us closer and closer to that front page, if we can get there, will be absolutely amazing. So make sure you wishlist the game if you haven't already. Share it amongst your friends and your family. And then otherwise just sit back and wait until tomorrow when we release the game at 8 PM BST and you can play as well. There's still a bit of work for us to do here in Office. Obviously, as I said, we're still addressing some levels, still QA testing as we're doing right now. Achievements is a big thing we need to try and get done today and tomorrow. Because there will be achievements in the game as well. Like Coloring Voxels, you'll get an achievement for every level, and then ideally an achievement for the completion of an entire world as well. But that's still something we need to address. We're building a screenshot or picture taking tool inside the editor, so we can get nice crisp pictures of the levels, just to make that achievement taking process a bit quicker and easier as well. And yeah, if you're sitting excitedly waiting to play Coloring Voxels and you don't know what to do between now and then, we have activities in the Discord as well. We've had them running all week, so there's some to catch up on if you haven't done any of them. But today specifically we had a sliding puzzle, which takes a little bit of time, and then there was a pub quiz as well. Pub quiz has quite a variety of questions on it, and it's actually quite tricky if you're not clued into general knowledge. It's hyper it is. The rest of us seem to be getting lower scores, but The quiz is there if you want to test your knowledge and sort of boast if you've got a better score than everyone else. And again, it's just something to kill the time, get your excitement up more for Voxels whilst you wait for the game to launch. And even if you're watching this tomorrow, I think we're going to be doing a live stream rerun tomorrow on the store page. If you're watching this on the release day, still waiting for the countdown, the activities will still be in the Discord. The link to the Discord I think is on the store page as well. Just scroll down, have a look. You can join the Discord, join the conversation, chat with us whilst we're getting closer and closer to release. Yeah, the general theme of this level, as you may have seen with the corner how it already QA tested and the bit we're doing now, is that it's a giant barrel. It's very big. What is this? This level is sort of, or this world even, is sort of split into 4 corners. At each corner has a different style of arcade or games room. So that's what we're seeing here. This feels like very old British pub style. But we have modern neon sort of looking arcade. We have a bit of an old rundown one. I forget what the fourth one is, but we'll see when we QA test it today. We've got bar stools for the staff, but not for the customers. This seems backwards, right? Surely the stool should be on the outside of the bar. What is this giant barrel? Because it was empty. Is there meant to be something in the barrel? Or is it just a decorative piece? Like what Rob tried to get for his garden? Oh, so the barrel is a table, okay. It's not a functioning barrel. Yeah, the barrel was meant to be for the office, wasn't it? But we couldn't work out how to get it here, so it just stayed in your garden. Ooh, there's a light. Nice. Oh, what was that? Someone's got the Tamagotchi out. Are these lights too bright? They do have like quite a strong glow in this screen. When you go back to the main world, they don't seem as bright. So I was thinking we should put some of the other lights on the previous levels as well. Yeah, the Rob's typoed that, but we're not going to adjust that. He's talking about the barrel again, like a few minutes after we've talked about the barrel. Where he's also typoed saying he doesn't smell great. Are these meant to be lights as well? Above the bar? Because if so, shouldn't have a bit of a glow as well. I'm going to make a note, bar lights on. There we go. Yeah, so the bar lights need a bit of a glow. Other than that, this level's fine. I spotted this voxel in the wall, but it's the supporting beam. It shouldn't really be in the wall, I guess. You want to be pedantic about it, but it's not the end of the world, is it? Could be nailed to the wall. You wouldn't replace the wall with the wood. But I think we can let that block slide. Because it's consistent on both sides, so it's alright. If you're talking about the mouse audio, surely it was the same from Tuesday as well, though, because nothing's changed. If anything, we've done work to make it not make as much noise. I'm guessing the pool table's over there, because Jack said he played about playing pool. Yes, the pool table is what's left for that corner. It's getting trickier to see what I swear Rob has super sensitive hearing. Even in Discord when we're playing games, it's the minus things he's spotting that no one else does. I'm also convinced yours has his volume up to 120%. Yeah. The most annoying sort of part to have. There is a isn't there like some sort of like, not condition, but thing where people do have like the ability to fixate on noises that they find like irritating and stuff that just like makes it 10 times worse. Like when people like don't like the sound of cheering and that's all they hear, even though no one else can hear it. You might have that. If anything, this is just proof that Rob wasn't watching on Tuesday. I know he was in the chat a little bit, but... I'm scared of my cat, musophobia. For context, my cat's called Misa, that's why I made that joke. Good thing we live next to a Greg's and a Burger King. Live next to it, work next to it. Can't tell when we've stopped doing the dirt layer and started doing the carpet layer because it's so dirty and just gross looking anyway. It's kind of appropriate wipe your feet on the way out, isn't it? Now, again, this is the pool table, so I'm hoping to see some internals of a pool table. Well, pool snooker, I'm not sure which one it is. We'll see when we start colouring in the balls. if Jack has designed the whole runways underneath, that'd be quite cool to see. It's looking like I might have some of it. Again, I know we are restricted by the scale we've made the level at. We can't get as much, like, all the detail in with the scale, but some indication of it would be quite cool. Oh, if you had the little window we can see the balls through, that'd be pretty sweet as well. You know what, I think we do have the... Don't get me too excited, but I think we do have the windows and stuff here, don't we? So I know Jack has been spending a lot of time sort of googling what's... Oh nice, there's all the balls. It is a pool table, because only two colours, in the black. People weren't playing this game seriously because they didn't put all the yellows and reds before they put the black. The black just potted in the middle, but... Unless someone put the black early and they lost, and then everyone else put it in turns. Guess that's the other reason there. It's always the worst when someone pots black really early and the game is just lost, isn't it? I noticed in the screenshot of this image as well, all these pool cues over here are different sizes, and now, whereas part of me imagines that's because, you know, it's maybe like a child's pool cue or something like that. To me it just looks like they've been worn down, because there's like 4 different lights. Pot on the black on the break, yeah, that should be an instant win. You tell what kind of bar this is though. The pool table is cleaner than the floor. Look at this. Not a single stain in this green at all. This kind of pub I would expect a really dirty pool table as well, where people have spilt their drinks on it, they've put their cigarette out on it. But no, this is box fresh pool table right here. Now you've got some of the speckles here, but that still makes it look new. They should, I'd recommend a stain or two on the tabletop. There is a bit of a weird beeping noise, I'm not sure where it comes from. I think it might be outside. So now it's just the wall left for this level. Bit of the pool cues there as well. Yeah, that's why I thought, because every single pool cue here has a different height. And considering it's just a pub, and not like an actual pub or stupid hole, makes me feel like these pool cues have just been getting worn down. They'll try and show off more than just the arcade levels there, because the underwater world needs QA testing as well. They haven't really been touched in terms of QA, so we need to make sure that's working as well. There's a lot more material work than that with the seated water. I was thinking as well, Hyper, because yeah, there should be a pound coin or two on the side, but there's no little chalk cube. But I guess due to the scale, we're roughly the same size as the ball. But yeah, a little little stack of coins. And this pool table definitely needs a bit of messing up though. It's too clean for the aesthetic of the rest of the bar. Don't see any fixes to be made though. Quite a nice look. Now, rather unintentionally, I've done the opposite corners. Or adding coins to the pool table, or the dirty pool table. Either one. But like, look, the rest of this room has a dirty floor. It's got like the whole like lived-in feel. But the pool table is pristine. And am I wrong? But why are the stools behind the bar? Surely they should be in front of the bar, no? Surely the stools are more for the customers than the staff. And the size of this bar, why have we have 2 barmen? Come on. I guess it will be up against the pool table, to be fair, but still. It's not a technical issue, it's just a design complaint, right? Right, so we'll do the next smallest one, which I think is the claw machine. Is that coming on the right here? I'm assuming it's over the back where we can't see, but we'll play the claw machine. I think this one's from the Broken World, so you can see by the edge is already a bit more chipped away. I think it might be like an abandoned arcade, right? Yeah. I'm sure we've all knocked over someone's playing pool in Withslist or something. Well, I'll just knock over pints in and accidentally stab someone with a pool cue, or jab them in the side when they're walking past. I bet you had that awkward stance where you're just standing there with your pint waiting to get past, and then they notice you and they just stop playing. You feel bad for making them pause the game just so you can walk past. Is that just me? I thought you were saying in the office there, Rob. It's like, just buy a pool table. The space. Guess I'm on Facebook Marketplace, find them for cheap. Yeah, it's a very tight staircase. It's a good point. I'm going to get it in. Pool table are deceptively heavy as well, so that'll be a sweaty trip up the stairs. Try to get that in here. Speaking of people awkwardly standing waiting for you, they'll block the gym stairs as well. I'm getting that up here. Yeah, but only the hues are jack. They're made of metal inside. That's what I'm on about. You look at it, oh, it's a bit of wood, bit of felt. Take the legs off, no problem. But then there's all the internal work you don't think about when you're trying to pick it up. They're also designed to be heavy so they don't move during the game. I got the little door for the claw machine when you win. Hoping to see some nice transparent glass as we get further up as well. Made the toys less flat. Fair enough, we'll see when we get to them. Well, there's the glass. For a broken, abandoned arcade building, there's still a lot of toys in this machine. How tricky would it have been to just, instead of having all this nice bit of colour in the claw machine, it's not like a single lonely teddy bear in the corner or something. Yeah, I think we mentioned a little bit in the previous stream, in terms of the arcade stuff. Jack spent a lot of time having to research what the internals of the arcade machines are made of, and it turns out that's a harder thing to look up than you'd expect, because a lot of the old machines, there isn't any content online of like what the insides look like, not really. So Jack spent time watching some how it's made episodes for some of the stuff, but otherwise you just had to try and find some random video of someone repairing an old machine or whatever he could. But he tried his best to find as much actual, true representation for the internals of the machines as well, to make them as accurate as you can. But there might be some inconsistencies here and there, just because, again, how difficult it was to find some of the actual source material. Freddy Fazbear, what's that? I think maybe reference something older than we are? I don't know. I don't know. Five Nights at Freddy's. Right, okay, so a horror reference. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I thought you asked me legit, like what you'll find at old arcade buildings. Oh, such a boomer. There we go. Still does look really nice. The whole like broken aesthetic, the overgrown vines and stuff. Don't see any issues, but it's hard to spot any breaks and patterns and stuff when it's already dirty and overgrown. Again, if you had the extra time and effort to put into this, I would say change the inside to be just a teddy bear or something, just so it's less just blocks. But the colours do add a nice bit of variance, and you can't see from this angle, but the actual claw is quite nice as well. So, little one ticked off. And there it is, tucked away in the corner. Let's try and see what belongs in which room by going up here now. Yep, that's in this room as well. Might need to shut this window. I can hear the Rajis outside. Make sure there's no profanities on the stream. The mic is turned away from the windows, might not be too bad, hopefully. Well, I've seen it moved on as well already, so that's good. Yeah, I don't know if one thing I know the player choice is to drag up as well, but once you've dragged too far up, you've got to drag all back down to player level. I don't know if like a jump back or a snap back to the play button might be something to consider for the future as well, but thank you, Jack. Jack's just going to shut the window because the shouting's getting louder. I know it's a bigger task than we always imagine, because especially with localization, I don't know if it's worth having, if we haven't already, some sort of controls page. Just because when I was watching a random streamer yesterday, I noticed they were playing every level like this. And I don't think they realised you could middle mouse rotate. But no, it's a tricky thing to implement because you've got to localise it to all different languages and stuff, so it's a bit of a bigger task than me think, but it's not even the Wetherspoons downstairs, that's the problem, right? But it's just people come and hang around in the square outside. Even off stream for the rest of the day, for myself, I'm just going to be probably QA testing this for most of the time, just because we need to get through as much of the content as we can to make sure everything is up to scratch. So what you see me doing here today on stream is literally going to be the rest of my day, I imagine. Probably some of the other guys' workload as well. I might be helping with the QA, I'm not too sure, but essentially we're all hands on deck to make sure we get the game as finished as we can by tomorrow. I know there's going to be some things we want to add that aren't in the game yet, so we'll be doing a list of features that we're going to be adding to the game post-release in the sort of update post tomorrow, so make sure you keep your eye out for that and read up on what we're promising to the game. But as well as that, we're always open to feedback as well, so if you when you finished playing the game yesterday, tomorrow, the other way around, yeah, achievements as well, achievements may be the priority today as well, so when you play the game a bit tomorrow and over the weekend, make sure to drop us a message on any sort of suggestions and feedback you might have. So not just things that you think need to be changed, but if you have any ideas of new things you think to see added to the settings or to whatever, just let us know, write us a message. We're happy to have a look. We'll be compiling them all into a feedback form on Trello, I imagine, next week. I'm going through what we think we'll be adding to the game based on what people want. So yeah, you can have your say. We're always open to suggestions. In terms of achievements as well, you have to make the icons, get them all uploaded to the Steam backend, and then most importantly, test that they actually work in game as well. So, as I said, for every level you complete, you should get an achievement. So You have to go through and make sure they pop correctly. Thankfully, you do have a auto completer in the editor, so when it comes to testing purposes for just the achievements, I can just complete the levels at the push of a button. But then just checking that each achievement pops correctly for each correct level. So that'll be a bit of a task today as well, to make sure it's ready for you guys tomorrow. And then hopefully if we've got enough space, because there is a limitation on how many achievements you can have. I haven't done the maths on how many we'll need, but we want to have an achievement for each world as well, for completing the entire world, that is. $119, so yeah, we're just over the 100 cap. So like Bulip, I imagine the last few in the game, which might not have achievements, but that'll be something we add as soon as we can, because the game needs to go through a verification process with Steam. It's just Steam making sure that the game is a legitimate game and not just something trying to play the back end, because there was some games would try to make just Steam cards and stuff for trading and that sort of stuff. So there's now a verification process. It's been in place for quite a while. And once the game gets verified by Steam, then we'll be able to add more than 100 achievements as well. And those final 19 will be added as well, I'm sure. One of the more time-consuming tasks for myself for the achievements will be actually localizing them as well. So I think the game's in I don't know how many languages, but in the settings there's a long list of languages that the game's localized into, and the achievements need to be localized into those languages as well. And you just got to do it all through the Steam backend, which is a little bit slower. But we'll get that done as well. Because it's one of those tasks. Once it's done, it doesn't need to be monitored or readdressed. But that'll be a bit of a bigger task today as well, on top of all the QA testing that needs to be finished up. Ooh, that's a bright door. What was that? That's just the light reflecting off the door. Did you guys see that? Ooh. You have a shiny door top. And if the camera's at the right spot, the sun. Oh. Epilepsy warning right there. I think that might just be a material, right? So it's like meant to be a metallic surface. Was it just the colour of the block? It doesn't look shiny until the sun hits it. I'm calling it the sun, the lighting. Why does it have called a powder room when it's got an arcade machine right here? There's no bathroom here. What's it called powder room? Oh, the name's backwards, are they? By backwards, I mean swapped. I'll put this at the top. So is this level meant to be called Powder Room? Or is it not? Or is it named incorrectly? Or was that door meant to be the door to the bathroom? Is that why it's called that? It's just a door though, I haven't got the little symbol on it. Not enough room I think for the toilet icon, but yeah, I just thought it was just like the entrance to the building, not the actual door to another room. Oh well, the alternative, I think you could draw like a sort of man symbol, but then that would make the symbol be these 3 wide, I imagine, and then that's no longer symmetrical on the door, right? So that's an issue. I'll finish up this level, look for any more things to note down, and then we'll make a note of the level name, as I said there, just something to look at. Again, it should be a simple fix if it's just the name of the level he's addressing. Quick once over the level as it spins around here, see if there's any problems. Again, tricky to see if there's any, I don't think there's any patterns that are following with all the dirt on the floor and the walls and stuff. So there's less likely to be a pattern issue. Like that pattern, this like stripe thing doesn't go all the way down, but is that just because it's a dirty machine? I don't know if that stripes be 3 full line shots, should I know? Make a note. Put a question mark on it because I'm not too sure if it's by design or not. If it is, that's fine. But if something we can address, then we should do so. Whack-a-moles over there as well. Should we continue with some more arcade, or do you want to swap to underwater so we can have a little look? Because we have been going for an hour on just arcade. I guess we'll show a bit of underwater so we won't miss a chance to show some off. You see here the voxel count is already very large. We'll move to the small. Are these not in size order? Doesn't appear to be so. Yes and no. I think it is for a bit, and then some of them aren't. That's fine. Work some of the smaller ones. I'll have the screen up height. There we go. Should they be in size order, or is the order not? So notice this one's already starting on layer 22. Which one? They should be in size order. I'll make a note that they're not then. I'll make make a note here as well. It's not a bug or something to consider that the levels that start on a higher layer, like this one, look like they're flying already, which I don't know if that's something I want or not, in relation to the grid on the floor anyway. It just feels a bit off compared to the other levels where you start on the very bottom by the grid. With some like already looks like it's flying. Because it is flying in terms of the world position. Let me get a bit closer here. We had a bit of T-shape over here as well. We'll see if that's meant to be there. Feels a bit odd. Got more there. It wasn't on the first layer, which is why it feels a bit odd having that little T-shape of water over there. We'll see if it connects when we get higher up. It might make sense later. But you see this is all water so far. So it's all just one colour and it's quite transparent. The water initially was darker. I think if you look at the trailer, that you can see the darker water in the trailer. Then you can't really see what's in the water once you've got two layers on top, and that's kind of the purpose of this level, is to see through the water and see what's in the water. So we've made the water a lot clearer. And that's just for the aesthetic of this level as well. So one thing we had in our mind when we were making these first few worlds for Coloring Voxels is it's sort of a learning experience as well, right? Because we never made any voxel based levels or worlds before, especially not in a colouring format. So we want to like learn what works, what feels nice, what doesn't feel nice as well, so we can avoid doing that in the future. And this water is sort of a test for that as well. So we do feel like the very end aesthetic is very nice for the underwater, so we now need to play test it and make sure that the rest of the play of the water levels also feels good as well. So while the voxel count is much higher, it does look like we're racing it with it being so transparent, doesn't it? With the voxel count being higher, there was a worry that it would take a long time to play, but since all these levels are just the same colour, you're getting through them at a faster rate. Something we noticed as well when we were making the very initial levels is the less texture you have in a design, like the ground or a wall, the quicker it is to play. So maybe we want to add that extra bit of play time for some of the smaller levels, so we've added texture to the smaller levels and there's less texture in this water. We want the player to get through it faster. But we need to make sure that it also feels nice to play. Obviously that's where, again, your opinions when you play the game are very important. Let us know. Do you enjoy the water levels? Do you enjoy the volcano levels? What do you like about which levels? What do you not like? And then we'll take that feedback on board when we're making the additional DLC, to make sure that we can refine the DLC to be better and better as we make more of them. I'm not seeing anything connect on this pillar of water over here yet. This is starting to feel like a mistake in the level trim. Because part of the, I think part of the process of making these levels is they're all made in one big like diorama in either Voxel or Cubicle, whichever Jack uses at the time, and then it gets split into different levels and put into the game. And I think I'm starting to get the impression this bit here was accidentally trimmed into this world, or this level, when they were put together. Alternatively, it could have been we didn't want Jack to have to spend all the time making a cube for every single bit of water, so I think Rob used a bit of clever programming to fill the water in the gaps, and that might be also what's caused that, potentially. But you never know, it might be intentional, we might see it connect at the end, but the higher up we get, I'm 10 layers in, we're not seeing any connection yet. We'll not make a note just yet, but we'll keep an eye on it and see if that's meant to be there or not. with this being a smaller level, I'm feeling like whatever's in this level is on top of the surface of the water. Which is why we've got so many layers of just water for now. Because obviously, the important part of all these levels is that they do snap together in the diorama. So, if this is on the surface of the water, that's why there's a big gap of nothing for the first part of this. Might be worth adding like a small fish here and there though, just to break up a couple of these layers. I think a few layers of just water is fine, but this is getting to a point where we're almost like 15 layers in or something, and it's just water so far. Even just like a bubble or something. I forgot what the name of this level was as well. Ooh, as I'm saying that, we've got something. What's this? Oh, bit of blue. Ooh, yeah, I spot a new graphical bug. Let me see if I can recreate that next time. So what I think happened there was, as the layer was loading in, I selected a different number to number 1 with the highlighter. So we'll show off what I would be doing to the highlighter on the next layer. The highlighter was still selected for number 1, not on the new number I picked. Yeah, so I've got number... Yeah, okay, so I've got number 6 selected, so the 6s are highlighted, but these ones are highlighted because that was what was currently happening in the... Yeah, look, I can rub those out. That's what was highlighted in the animation. If I go back to 1 and back to 6, it fixes it. We need a word for that. I'm using the word highlighter, but does that make sense when I call that a highlighter? Thankfully, that kind of issue was just a visual drawback. It's not anything serious. One thing I want to check. Yeah, how do I do this again? Let's keep an eye on the FPS, because we do have a concern with so many water blocks. The FPS might be getting affected. Can't really see it on the overlay. It is dropping to about 45. Not too bad. Not perfect 60, unfortunately, but it's not too bad at the minute with a small level. Now, this bit of water has connected. We can see now. Strangely enough. So either missing a whole lot of water underneath, or the trim is a bit off, or the fill hasn't worked, which would be why the water's missing underneath. But the camera's rotated as well, the lighting gets a bit bloomy on the water, doesn't it? Depends if you've got the camera rotated for the light, catching the water. It looks nice, but it does affect your visibility a little bit. Frame rate's tanking it off more now. It's going down to 20. Trying to work out if this blue here is meant to be a water trail or if we have like a long fish, like an eel or something. I think it's meant to be a fish, isn't it? Excuse me. I will make a note of that water. I need to work out what level this is as well, but I'll get that afterwards. Make a little space for it. What is that? Is that player 40? There we go. And when we get back to the main menu, I'll make a note what this level's called, and I'll make sure that note's updated so it's easier to address when it comes to fixing the level. So we've got some fish bones and stuff inside the fish as well. I don't reckon the internal anatomy will be exactly perfect, but it's just a bit of colour, a bit of what's on it for? I guess designed to hint at what's inside the fish. Just again, it might feel a bit morbid colouring in the internals of the animals as well, but it adds an extra layer of interest, because I think that's more interesting than just having the colour of the fish or the mammal, whatever it might be, all the way through. Yeah, I think the lowered FPS is a known issue with the underwater levels. So something that we're going to be addressing. It might be a post-launch fix at this rate, just because it is a bigger task than we anticipated. It was caught quite late as well. But that's why we're testing some of the underwater levels as well, some of the smaller ones, just to see how impactful it is. I think this might be a swordfish based on that long nose. Yeah, it's important to get more QA done on this today so we can see the extent. But there will be a disclaimer on the announcement post about this, just to let you know we're aware of it and we'll get it addressed. It's currently dropping to about 20 FPS at this layer. That would be the fish's brain, right there in the middle. Or the fish's skull maybe, I guess. I'm enjoying doing the colour count backwards on this image, just because obviously most of the water is the same, so we'll see the detail first and then we'll colour in the water around it. Yeah, again, can't stress enough how thankful we are for everybody who has wishlisted the game already. Not sure where we're at now, but we were at 9,500 or thereabouts on Tuesday, which is more than we could have ever anticipated, so thank you to everybody who has wishlisted the game. It really means a lot to us. And if you're still on the fence, but you're not too sure, we would be very grateful if you haven't wishlisted the game, if you could do so now as well, just before the launch tomorrow. Still the last chance to help us out before we launch the game. And yeah, anyone that wishes the game, we're very, very thankful. The game is going to be free if you're just stopping by and checking the store page out and you haven't quite looked at the game in depth yet. A bit of extra detail. The game is going to be free to play. It's the exact same to the prequel, Coloring Voxels. It'll be a free game with about 20 hours of gameplay, and additional DLC will be getting released after the launch of the game as well. So if you play the game and you really enjoy it and you're looking for more content, you just need to wait until I think it's the third Friday every month is the schedule we're going for. We'll be releasing an additional DLC, which will be an entirely new world for you to colour, made out of 16 levels, just like all the worlds in the free-to-play game as well. And yeah, it's just over 24 hours now. It's going to be 8 PM tomorrow, so what's that? Quick math, 30 hours, give or take, until release, minus 19 minutes. Just to add a bit of stress to everyone here in the office, also hearing me say that. But for you guys who want to play the game, not long left to wait. Assuming, of course, you're not a patron like Hyper and already playing the game. But the full release will be tomorrow at 8 PM British summertime. British Standard Time? BST? Whichever one this stands for. I think it's summertime. Whatever time that converts to for yourself. Wherever you may be. Getting to the end of this picture here. Stream for about an hour and a half now, so we'll finish up this level here, and we might wrap up the stream there once this is done. So if you have any questions that are lingering, feel free to ask. That's what we're here for. Or if you think of any questions as soon as the stream ends, you can always join the Discord as well. We're always in the Discord, able to answer any questions you might have, or just have a conversation about anything you might want to talk about. I've only just noticed this swordfish here has a little small fish swimming alongside it as well. It's very cute. Do swordfish have that as well? No, you see them on larger sharks. I'm assuming this is a swordfish. But we'll double check the level name again, as I said, when I finish the main menu, just because I didn't make a note by the time I started the level. Yeah, the music you're hearing in the stream as well, that's all part of the game music as well. We have, I think it's 50 tracks, something crazy like that. It totals to just over 2 hours worth of runtime. So there's plenty of music to cycle through. I think it's shuffled as well. Rob can correct me if I'm wrong. Just so it doesn't get, it might not be, but it's just because there's so many tracks to make it so it's not, doesn't start feeling repetitive as you play through the game. But all the music is of the same style. It's all very relaxing and soothing, so it's designed to help you relax and unwind as you play this game, which is meant to be a relaxing game as well. So if you really enjoy the music, there is a soundtrack launching alongside the release of the game tomorrow, and you can buy that soundtrack separately as well to download and listen whenever you want. You don't have to be playing the game to listen to the music if you buy the soundtrack as well. Only 5 layers left once we get to the end of this one. Okay, colouring in the fish first, just because that's the way I want to play it, but the idea of the colour select at the bottom, I haven't really been showing off. You can use the keyboard to change that as well. I'll be showing us next there. So you can type in number 6 to change to 6, number 8 you don't need to click on them at the bottom. You can also use Q and E on the keyboard, whereas if you're using WSD to move around, that's, quite intuitive key bind to that. And there is the Shift Q and E to go up and down layers as well. So you don't need to use the mouse to do everything. But at the same time, the game can be entirely mouse driven as well. If you just want to sit back, have a cup of tea in one hand, cup of coffee, and colour with the other, you can entirely do that. There's no part of making the game relaxing is to allow you to just, you know, only need the mouse to control it if you want to do that. It's certainly a very good thing that the music is as relaxing as it is. But one struggle I was having with it was when I was making the trailer, because with the trailer you wanted to have a certain sort of tempo to keep people interested in what they're watching. So I had to sit through all 50 tracks and try and find one that felt like it'd be good to edit to. And I had to get Jack's opinion as well, once I had narrowed it down, to sort of make that final decision. Because once I listened to all 50, I didn't listen to the full track all the way through, I was just sort of skipping through. Soundtrack's not listed in English. It should be. Thanks for pointing out. We'll have a look. That's a good catch, Sandra. Thank you very much. I'll make a note of that before I forget. I don't know how you've managed that, because with Steam I think the default language is English. So everything's in English, and then you translate it to other stuff. Maybe there's a tick box missed somewhere, who knows. Okay, thanks for catching that for us. That's something we would have certainly missed, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll still double check. It might be a case of English isn't set to the default. So if your Steam isn't in English but it's not on a supported language, it's default to something else. I don't know. But again, we'll double check. We'll see what's going on there. Yeah, as we're wrapping up this level, you can see that the effect of the water, it does look really quite nice, and you can actually see through the water now quite a lot more than you could before. It had a bit more of a blue tinge initially, which looked nice, but the more layers you had, the more the blue sort of compounded like it does in real life. So it made it so the deeper anything was in the water, the harder it was to see. So I think this change was made here to make it more clear. Definitely adds a lot to the aesthetic, the feel of the novel as well. And its fin sticks out the water at the very top. So there we go. That's the first of the underwater levels done. It does look very pretty, I think. The trim here has been a bit funny. Because again we've got that weird leg of water underneath. I've made a note of that already. I don't see any issues with the... It does look like a gelatin cake, yeah. Like it's stuck in a bit of jelly. Don't see any issues with the pattern. The pattern seems... I'm trying to use the wrong mouse to spin. Pattern seems consistent. That's good. We'll double check the level name. I think it's Swordfish. And we should see this in the diorama now as well. Yes, the swordfish, make a note for this. Yeah, there you see, that's why there was such a big chunk of water underneath, it's because it is quite high up. Again, you can tell that when you finish the level and there's fins sticking out the top. But yeah, I'll go through and QA the rest of these and see how this goes. I'll try and put screenshots in Discord as I go through the day and get more of this diorama built up if you want to have a little sneak peek. I'll put spoiler tags if you don't want to spot as well. Let me have a quick... Even if something fits in here, I feel like this little leg of water shouldn't be there. Just, I think this little trim here might be fine, the corner shape, but we might need to address this little bit of water there. But yeah, I said I'm going to wrap up here. We've been through for an hour and a half now. So thank you very much to everyone who has stopped by and watched us play. If you've missed most of the stream, if you want to just stop by now, we will be putting this up on YouTube. And if you want to sort of catch the stuff or the video at a later date at your own time. But yeah, as the release of the game is tomorrow at 8 PM British Standard Time, British Summer Time. So if you can, please add it to your wish list if you haven't already. Thank you to everyone who already has. And yeah, just count down the final 24 and a bit hours with all of us as we get ready for the release of the game. So yeah, thank you very much for stopping by, and we will see you in Discord and see you tomorrow for the launch of the game. Bye!